Institute of Engineering and Technology.
After defining multiple integration for 2 and 3 variables, today we are going to see how to consider a particular transformation for triple integration. As we have seen already for function of 2 variables, in particular Cartesian to polar coordinates. In this talk, we will focus on how to transform a question of triple integration in Cartesian coordinate to cylindrical coordinates in the triple integration. As we know that there are many situations or there are many objects in three-dimensional space where Cartesian coordinates are not that useful. So if your boundaries are circular and if it is almost near to the cylinders, then we can use the cylindrical coordinates to find its limit. So let us start this part of how to find triple integration in cylindrical coordinates. So first part is what are cylindrical coordinates, how to define it and how to understand it geometrically. So in first part I am considering triple integration for cylindrical coordinates. So if I consider triple integrations, then it is actually rectangular coordinates xyz, two cylindrical coordinates defined by r, theta and z. Now here x is equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta and z is equal to z. And if I want to find inverse values, then r is equal to square root of x square plus y square and theta is equal to tan inverse of y by x. Keeping these two transformations, means Cartesian to cylindrical and cylindrical to Cartesian in our mind, let us consider that how actually it will transform your point in 3D with help of this r, theta and phi. So if I consider this three-dimensional space, by our usual convention I am taking floor as my domain. With respect to floor I am considering two coordinate axes x and y and my height is denoted by z. So on floor actually I am taking polar coordinates. If you look carefully, it is r and theta. This is the reason why x and y are nothing but polar transformations in 2D, r cos theta, r sin theta. And then I am adding one more value which is z and I am keeping it as it is. So ultimately what will happen? If I consider this point which is at origin denoted by orange dot, and if I transform it to the radius r, this will be my first transition. So the point is now moved from origin to a particular point in xy plane, which is nothing but projection of our final point P. And then if I take its vertical in the upward vertical direction, which is in the positive z axis, a transformation from that projection to the original point, and it is moving like this. So ultimately there are three components in this. First of all, I am taking radius r, which is actually at angle theta, and then I am taking height z. This is how we are constructing three-dimensional cylindrical coordinates. So the meaning over here for this three parameters are r and theta. As I told you, they are nothing but the polar coordinates into the vertical projection of point P, which is on xy plane. Also z is nothing but the vertical rectangular coordinate which will give the height to the circle. Now let us consider our another part, which is how actually it will help you to build this cylindrical wedge. So if you have a solid and if you are finding this cylindrical wedge, what will happen? If I take r, theta and z, and if I take a small deviation in all of these three parameters, what will happen? It will give me a part which is on the cylinder and which is nothing but the wedge on the cylinder. You can see a small portion in the cylinder. As in case of Cartesian coordinates, we are considering a cube around the point. Here in case of cylindrical coordinate system, there will be a cylindrical wedge or a cylindrical chunk over a particular point, r, theta and phi. But now what is the graphical interpretation of this thing? If I consider value of r, theta and phi, and then if I take a small deviation in all these three parameters, it will give me delta r, delta theta and delta z, and correspondingly it will generate a part in three-dimensional space. So this is over here in this graphics we are considering how actually this component will take place in 3D. So now if I take order dx, dy, dz, correspondingly I will get dz into dr. That means first of all I am taking height dz, I am multiplying it by dr. So it will give me a square on the or rectangle in particular object, and then I am taking angle r times d theta. This is nothing but the length of that arc. So I am considering a square and then I am moving that square on this arc r d theta. So ultimately it will generate a wedge which is cylindrical. So this is overall idea, and then I am simplifying it to write it as r dr d theta dz. This is in particular our regular order. So keeping this thing in our mind, if I am considering a Cartesian to cylindrical transformation in triple integration, it will convert my question of f of xyz dx dy dz over region D onto some another region which is again represented by D for function of f, r, theta and z. Now the value of dx dy dz as we discussed will be r times dz dr d theta. Now let us consider geometric interpretation of this cylindrical coordinates, that how actually it will cover your region. We have seen in case of Cartesian coordinates, it is horizontal cut or vertical cut, which was obtained by taking first a line parallel to x-axis which will give you dx, then taking dy and then changing value of dz. Similar interpretation we are going to consider in cylindrical coordinates. So first of all, I will consider this geometric interpretation through one example. So actually we are going to cover two parts over here. Geometric interpretation of cylindrical coordinates as well as question which is what is the volume bounded by z equal to x square plus y square and x square plus y square equal to 4. So this is a random surface z equal to x square plus y square and x square plus y square equal to 4 in three-dimensional space. So if I look carefully, what will be the structure of this two surface, then I will see that z equal to x square plus y square is nothing but the paraboloid, a bowl shaped structure, and x square plus y square equal to 4 in 3D is a cylinder. And now my target is to obtain a volume which is bounded by this two on xy plane. So I can see clearly over here that if I want to consider a cylindrical coordinates, then I should take first of all any one fixed parameter out of these three r, theta and z. So now I am fixing the order of integration. I am taking dz, dr, d theta. So if I fix value of dz, that means I am changing value of z only. I am keeping r and theta finite or fixed, constant. So if I fix value of z, you can see clearly in this graphics that value of z is changing. Value of r and theta is remaining same. So it will trace a line in your object. And if you look carefully, your object is on xy plane up to x square plus y square equal to 4 to x square plus y square equal to z. It gives you the cut will start from z equal to 0 and it will end on z equal to x square plus y square. So this cut is happening inside the solid. Now coming to the next part. In this part, you will see that now after considering dz, I am considering next value in order which is dr. So if I fix the value of t theta, means angle is fixed now, I am changing value of r. So once we have that value of r, what it will give you? It will give you all possible lines on that radial coordinate r in the object. So you can see here, I am considering more than one lines which are lying parallel to each other and which is actually on a radial vector r. So that means now I am changing value of r, and then after this it will give you a cut in the solid which is actually starting from center and coming to the externalmost part of your solid. So that means it is a radial cut. And finally, if I want to consider change in theta, I need to consider all such possible radial cuts on the object. So that means this plane itself, it gives me a cut which was obtained by dr. So remember one more time, dz means vertical displacement, dr means radial displacement, and now I am taking d theta which is nothing but the angular displacement. So this is the overall concept to cover the three-dimensional cylindrical coordinates. So by this graphics we can see clearly that how we are covering the full object which is actually cylindrical object. You can see clearly here by rotating this plane I am covering all possible values of the object. So here the concept is slightly changing from Cartesian coordinates. I am not taking horizontal or vertical cut, I am taking a cut which is on the z, and then I am moving that cut parallel to r, and then I am rotating that cut. This is how I am covering all possible points of cylindrical coordinates. Now keeping these three structures in our mind, let us construct this volume. We know that if I want to find the volume of the function or the volume of the object using three-dimensional integration, my value of function must be 1. So I am taking value of the function equal to 1, and then I am converting dx, dy, dz into r, dr, d theta, dz. So my first question would be, what are the values of r, theta and z? Let us focus first of all at a time on this first structure which is highlighted by purple color. Here I am considering change in z coordinate only. I am keeping my inner variable into active mode. So rest of the variables are constant. So where actually this z is starting? It is starting from xy plane. So value of z at that plane is 0, and it is ending on your surface z equal to x square plus y square. And this means my value of z is 0 to x square plus y square. But now, as we know that x equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta, x square plus y square is converted into r square. So now we are done with the innermost limit. Now let us consider our second case. What will be value of r? Second variable into order. So now I am considering a second image in our picture. Here I am changing value of r from innermost value to the outermost value radially. So the innermost value, which is actually at the origin, value of r is 0. And if you look carefully, all such vertical lines, they are ending on a cylinder which is x square plus y square equal to 4. So on that r is equal to 2. So this gives me value of r from 0 to 2. This is nothing but order of r. Now let us consider our third possible case where I am taking rotation of all such planes which are actually radial plane on our object. So you can see clearly here, I need to rotate this plane at 360 degree. That means value of theta is from 0 to 2 pi. And therefore, if I consider these three visuals to construct this limits of cylindrical coordinates, my limits would be z from 0 to r square, r from 0 to 2, and theta from 0 to 2 pi to construct this object. So I hope all of you understand this construction of limit through these three diagrams. Now let us consider algebraic part of this solution, that after constructing limits, now we are going to solve it. So first of all, I am taking integration with respect to z. R is constant, so z will give you r square and 0, so ultimately I have r cube. Now integrating it with respect to r will give me r raised to 4 by 4. 4 is constant. I am taking outside and applying limit 0 to 2. Finally it will give me answer 16, and then taking theta into the count, value will be 8 pi. So this simply means that volume of this object which was covered by z equal to x square plus y square and x square plus y square equal to 4 is nothing but 8 pi. So I hope all of you understand this cylindrical coordinates into triple integration. This will help you particularly whenever you are considering a surface which is surrounded or wrapped by a cylindrical surface. So I will consider next part with help of spherical coordinates also. Thank you.
LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology.